वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा।
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am very glad to deliver a lecture on the concept of Ganesha in relevance to nuclear physics. Let me start with the background. 3 days back, I happened to be here in a workshop specially conducted for children to make Ganesha a clay idol using the real clay, not the play dough as I used to see in the Western world. In this workshop, the chairman of your temple committee requested me whether I can deliver a lecture on nuclear physics, connecting it with Ganesha. I thought he is asking me to deliver a lecture in extempore, but I told him that maybe let me think about it. Then he said it is not for the today's program, but it is for the 19th program on Ganesh Chaturthi. Always. Ganesha, G-A-N-E-S-H-A, also spelled as G-A-N-E-S-A, also known as Ganapati, Vinayaka in Sanskrit, and Pralayar in Tamil, best known and most widely worshipped by Hindus. His image is found throughout the world, especially in India and Nepal. He is devoted son of Shiva and Parvati. Ganesha, with the body of human and the head of elephant riding a mouse, has become one of the commonest elements for anything associated with Hinduism. It not only suggests the importance of Ganesha, but also shows how popular he is in the minds of masses. Now let us analyze physics. There are two forms of physics, the classical physics and the modern physics. In the case of classical physics, larger distance and smaller speeds are dealt with. In the case of modern physics, smaller distances and larger speeds are dealt with. When you see here, I am taking up only 2 points. One is whether I can connect the structure of Ganesha with that of atomic structure, and whether I can connect fission-fusion reactions of nuclear physics studies can be connected with that of Ganesha. As above, so below goes the Hermetic belief. When you see anything that is small, compare it with anything that is very big. There is a resemblance. Let us compare our neural network with cosmos, and there is a connection. There is a resemblance. So let us see a small video to prove the point. Now let us look at the structure of Ganesha. Ganesha has a big head. That is, to make us understand, we have to think big. Large ears, that is, listen more. Small mouth, talk less. Small eyes, concentrate. One task, retain good, throw away bad. Blesses and protects on spiritual path to supreme. Trunk, high efficiency and adaptability. Large stomach, peacefully digest all good and bad in life. Modaka, rewards of sadhana. Mouse, desire, unless under control, can cause havoc. You ride the desire and keep it under control and don't allow it to take you for a ride. Prasada, the whole world is at your feet, and that is for your asking. Om, the root mantra, the sacred symbol is written at the beginning of every sacred verse, and swastika are associated with Ganesha. Ganesha rules over all beginnings. The elephant head denotes wisdom, and his trunk represents Om, the sound symbol of cosmic reality. Now let us look into atomic theory. Atomic theory is an ancient science. The earliest record of it can be found in Vedic texts from India, which are many thousands of years old. The sages that oversaw its development through their mystic insight and deep meditation discovered the ancient symbol of spirituality, Omkara and Swastika. They also discovered many scientific principles that they applied to develop a highly advanced technology. They gave the atom its Sanskrit name Anu. Let us see atomic structure of modern physics. Western theory of atomic structures took shape in the 18th and 19th century. At the beginning of 19th century, Dalton theorized that an atom was an indivisible part of an element. However, after the electron was discovered in 1897 and then the proton, and several years later the atomic model was revised in 1909 by Rutherford, showed that atoms were mostly empty space, revising the model of an atom to a tight positive nucleus containing the protons and neutrons with the electrons circling around it. The Danish physicist Bohr envisioned a planetary arrangement in which the electrons orbited the nucleus at a different energy levels, that is a planetary type of an arrangement. That is what he has suggested. The modern nuclear physics way of describing an electron is a model called the charge cloud model or the quantum mechanical model or orbital model. The model based on idea of Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, which states that we do not know the precise location of the velocity of any given electron. The model uses indistinct and overlapping probability cloud to approximate the position of an electron. In the case of carbon atom, the electrons occupy 4 teardrop-shaped clouds in a tetrahedron-like arrangement. The clouds represent the areas in which the electrons spend most of their time. They move so rapidly in this zone that they form a cloud rather than a specific flight path. Recently, a number of researchers have suggested that within these clouds exist specific zones that the electrons favor. These zones form a spiral around the surface of each of the teardrop-shaped clouds. The electron high probability zone formed spiral standing waves around the carbon atom's nucleus. When this configuration was viewed from certain angle, the physicists were surprised to find that these spirals formed recognizable symbols. The first view, a three-dimensional Omkara could be seen. From the different angle, that Omkara became a flat two-dimensional swastika. The swastika, they concluded, was actually a 2D representation of a 3D Omkara. Rotating the model to another angle shows those symbols change into Greek alpha and omega. That means the Omkara and swastika are literally the only different aspect of the same spiritual truth that is represented by symbols of Western spirituality, alpha and omega. The carbon atom, by containing within it these universal symbols, demonstrate that matter is a manifestation of a same divine consciousness experienced by the saints and sages of all history. Matter is, as a matter of fact, spiritual. Ganesha presides over swastika and Omkara. The alpha and omega traditionally ascribed to Christ. So let's see the various spiritual connections from the various models of the atom. As we have seen, the carbon atom at various angles reveals Omkara and swastika, alpha and omega. Let us watch a video. Atomic structure connection with Ganesha. Omkara, as it is written in various languages, look like Ganesha. The first one, as it is written in Gujarati. The second one, as it is written in Granth. The third one, as it is written in Telugu and Kannada. The fourth one, as it is written in Bali. The fifth one, as it is written in Assamese. The sixth one, as it is written in Punjabi. The seventh one, as it is written in Tibetan language. And the last one, as it is written by Jains. All of them look like the figure of Ganesha. When a nucleus fissions, it splits into several smaller fragments. These fragments or fission products are less than the original mass. 2 or 3 neutrons are also emitted. The missing mass, about 0.1% of the original mass, has been converted into energy according to the Einstein's equation E equal to mc square. Fission can occur when nucleus or heavy atom captures a neutron, or it can happen spontaneously. Let us see what is fusion. That is the reverse of fission. Large amount of energy is released in this process. When two nuclei are combined to form a heavy nucleus, There occurs a mass defect. In other words, the mass of the heavy nucleus turns out to be less than some of the masses of the two nucleus. That is, the mass results in the release of large amount of energy according to the Einstein's equation. The fusion reaction, the energy release is two hydrogen atoms combined together forms helium and gives out an energy of 24 million electron volts. Fusion in the sun. There are around 8.5 to 10 raised to 37 fusion cycles per second at the sun's core. This leads to a total energy output from the sun of around 3.8 into 10 raised to 26 joules per second. The sun converts 4 million tons, about 4.4 million tons of mass into energy every second. Each square centimeter of sun surface is as bright as 6000 watts light bulb when you look at from the earth. The brilliance of Ganesha is of 10 million suns. Now let us connect Ganesha with the fission and fusion. The birth of Ganesha. One day, goddess Parvati was at home on Mount Kailash preparing for her bath. As she did not want to be disturbed, she told Nandi, her husband Shiva's bull, to guard the door and let no one pass. Nandi faithfully took his post, intending to carry out Parvati's wishes. But when Shiva came home and naturally wanted to come inside, Nandi had to let him pass, being loyal first to Shiva. Parvati was angry at this sight, but even more than this, at the fact that she had no one as loyal to herself as Nandi was to Shiva. So, taking turmeric paste for bathing for her body and breathing life into it, she created Ganesha, declaring him to be her own loyal son. Now, let us see a video.
One morning, Parvati said to her son,
I am going for a bath. Here, take the staff. Stand guard at the door. Let no one enter without my permission.
The little boy picked up the staff and stood at the door, ready to stop anyone who might dare to enter and disturb his mother.
In due course, Shiva came home, only to find the strange boy telling him he could not enter his own house. Furious, Shiva ordered his army to destroy the boy, but they all failed. Such power did Ganesha possess, being the son of Devi herself. This surprised Shiva, seeing that this was no ordinary boy. The usually peaceful Shiva decided he would have to fight him out.
One swift throw, he chopped off the little boy's head. The world became still. Not a creature moved, and not a sound was heard.
When Parvati came to know of it, she got so much annoyed and she has decided to destroy the entire creation. Lord Brahma, being the creator, pleaded that she should consider her drastic plan. She said she would, but only if two conditions were met. One, that Ganesha be brought back to life, and two, he be ever worshipped before all other gods. Shiva, having cooled down by this time and realizing his mistake, agreed to Parvati's conditions.
I will find the head and bring our son back to life, he promised. Shiva began the search for the severed head, but the throw of his trident had been so mighty that hunt as he might, he could not find it. He called for his gunners.
Go north,
He commanded.
bring the head of the first creature that crosses your path.
The gunners headed north. They found a single tusked elephant lying across their path. They rushed the head to Shiva. Shiva touched the head to the child's body. The gods in the heavens uttered sacred chants while Parvati and Shiva blew life into the child. The boy sat up. Parvati hugged her child and wept with joy.
The fusion of the head to the body let out energy and the brilliance. Nuclear physics can change the energy force fields in a chamber and transform one element to another. If we knew the carbon mantra and could say it properly, we would cause the particular time-space energy force field to act and some carbon would be precipitated. Certain occult practitioners can actually do this with their minds and cause objects to appear. Occult chemistry. Investigation by clairvoyant magnification and third eye observation done from 1895 into the structure of the atoms of the periodic table and some compounds. A book is written by Andy Besant and others, who were all members of the Theosophical Society that is based in Adayar, India. Andy Besant was at that time president of the society, that is 1909. The structure are presented in the book, that is really amazing. That way, Ganesha gets connected with nuclear physics. Thank you for giving me opportunity. Goodbye.
गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् महागणपतये नमः।